add 126,181 votes to the 80,000 plus already. All right. And we look here, right? This is just for the federal. This was for the election 2 years ago, right? It's almost the same. And then we haven't added the other areas where you had some people who had 6,000 votes, 15,000 votes. Obiakpo, for example, was pretty high. Let me look for that figure.
I think it's over 300.
Very, very interesting numbers, right? Falga, 235,000. So within 2 years, right, it seems as though almost 200,000 more people were paying attention to the elections. But our reporters said when they were on the streets, right, obviously, they were not there 247, but they didn't get to see, 210,000 or maybe, like say, 10,000 people in one polling area at a given time. We saw large turnouts in some places, but in a lot of places, not so many people.
So, Jude, here's I'll give you, a fair assessment of this. Historically, people pay less attention to local government elections as opposed to the other elections, state and federal. Personally, I do not think that it was any different over the weekend.
The numbers say different.
I'm coming. I'm telling you my personal thought. I don't think it was different. However, I was seated right here in the newsroom with my colleagues out on the streets. Yeah. Now, they were giving live reports and giving, some of them, of course, could not go live on air, but we were having conversations. And from the conversations we had, the number that has been put out by the electoral body really did not match up with on-field reports. However, you put a caveat when you said they were not there 24/7.
Yeah, for the 15 hours or thereabouts.
Exactly. So there's also the argument to say maybe as at the few minutes or the few 1 hour that the reporter was there was low turnout. By the time the reporter left, more people came.
And let's not forget, the election was characterized on not surprisingly, with electoral officers not getting there on time.
That's also another issue.
The logistics of the materials coming through as well.
Then here's the other part of it too that's very vital that maybe a lot of people have not taken note of. The fact that there was no use of beavers to register, accredit, separate the sheep from the goat. What that also means is that you could argue it was open to interpretation. By that I mean, for as long as you have 200,000 registered voters in that particular area, if you say that 185,000 people voted,
we can't say anything.
You just cannot say anything. So while we will argue that on the basis of what we saw, on the field from my colleagues, my colleagues and some other persons. I'm not talking of just the coup was over for 5 million now. Some other persons reported same. On the basis of that, you could argue, you could have a few question marks on the result that has been put out. Also looking at it from a historical point of view, knowing that the local government elections have never been one where people strung out en masse. However, don't also forget that of all the states in Nigeria, you could argue the Rivers State is in the top 3 or top 5.
Obiakpo has one of the largest
of politically charged environment.
Once again, which brings us back to the question: if more people are not paying attention,
so that could be the argument.
The argument, because the numbers seem to say so. Let's open the phone lines: 017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X at Nigeria Info. PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. All right. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. 6. As always, please do well. Turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. Didn't see or hear, please make no mention of it. And very importantly, keep your conversations civil.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's get to the phone lines straight away. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yeah, please, on the number of voters in River State that was so outrageous, I'll drop my own opinion. First of all, the last election, the number of voters that was recorded in River State should be around 400 to 400,000, which the presidential election, people came out massively to vote. So I don't know how, despite how aggrieved the River people are in what is happening in River State, that they could come out in this number that we are having over 2 million voters.
Not 2 million, not 2 million, not 2 million. I did say 2 million. Check the record. Okay, total. Okay, yeah, okay. I was making reference to the places I mentioned. But let me ask you. But don't you think, based off of the 24-month gap and the sensitization, the continuous voter registration, maybe more people have decided that, you know what, I want to get interest. Because if you remember, the local government issue, did not start today in River State. It's been there for at least a year and a half.
Yes, it's true, But I will have to tell you this. I was in Port Harcourt. I was actually in Obiakpo on that Saturday. And I will tell you that along the road in every polling booth I saw, there was nobody. People were not interested in this local government.
What time did you go? Were you there at 5 p.m.? Were you there at 4:30 p.m.?
Okay, let me tell you. I was staying at Rumosi. I had to move to Ewofe, where I used to stay before, where I have my polling
unit. Yeah.
To exercise my voting rights. When I went there, along the side from at least 8 o'clock in the morning till 5.
He puts us on call wait. I think his body actually.
Yeah, it hits the phone. All right, Zion is on the line from GRA. We have Richard in Port Harcourt. Zion, good morning to you. More people paying attention to local government elections for you?
No, the issue of River State is peculiar. The truth is, the people in River State, the large majority abandoned the election because of the atrocities and already knew that their vote will not count. So it was deliberate. What they did was a protest vote. Don't go out, stay at home. Since the man feels he didn't get River State, give her, make him go do what he wants to. They are only waiting for 2027.
So, Zion, hold on. Now, if you say the people are interested or not interested, the question now is, should they be in the local government? Because like Ufoma said, historically, Nigerians have always been more, interested in who is going to be GCFR as opposed to who's going to be chairman.
Nigerians have left that era.
Oh.
See, are you aware that there are doctorate degree holders that are local government chairman, as local government councillor? So shameful. A councillor, a doctorate degree holder.
What is wrong in that?
How's that shameful, Zion? Shouldn't you? How? For a doctor to become a local government councillor?
Local government councillor should be meant for SSC.
Zion? Wow. Wait, hold on, Zion. Wait, if I'm not mistaken, you and a few other millions of Nigerians have once said on this platform that those who should be elected into offices should be better educated. It was even one of our debates on I Beg to Differ earlier this year. If they should have higher degrees, and you're saying a doctor shouldn't be a local government chairman?
Mr. Jude, let's tell ourselves the truth. That man, those doctors degree holders that I went as councillors, if they had a better opportunity, they will not be there. If they were given appointment in one of the IOC, they will not be there. They will say, no, leave her for my boy, leave her for my follower, He just graduate. Now lie.
I cannot agree with that. But let's hear from Richard and Ufoma, you weighed in. Richard, good morning to you. Hello, Richard. Oh dear, Richard, can you hear us, please? Good morning.
I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Richard. Go on, please.
All right. Concerning this election, in my personal opinion, is actually a strong. Probably, I don't know if there are some birds and chickens and goats that came to vote in the polling unit after the human beings they show up. Let me take my polling unit for example. I was there. Now,
where was your polling unit? Give us context. Give us context. Where was your polling unit, Richard? Where?
SARS Road.
SARS Road. Okay, all right. That's under Obiakpo.
2 people showed up. And now, I also made some calls to talk to some of my friends because, we're like, okay, not just go out to this election, not see what's happening. And the same thing was recorded in some places in Jude and other places where I put some calls across to my friends. Now, when this number started coming up, it was surprising to me because even the one that came up from my polling unit was crazy.
What was the result from your polling unit?
What was the result of your polling unit?
About 1,300. And I didn't see one person, like only 2 people showed up. And I'm pretty sure one of the person that showed up did not vote. He just, strolled out with his friends.
Were you there all through the times of the election?
Pardon?
Were you there till the end? Let's say about 5, usually 4:35 p.m.
I was there from 8 in the morning. There's a woman that fries akara close by. So I was sitting there at 8. I left there by 4:15, almost 4:30. That's when I left that place. It's just close to my house.
And for that period, you can say that only you and another individual came through.
3 people in total, me and 2 other guys. One of them voted, the other guy did not vote.
So basically, just 2 of you voted.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. Ufoma, if we can, what exactly is the challenge? Because one person, these kind of thoughts they don't occur in isolation. If we've been in this business and know that, people, is there really a concern that, doctors, engineers, people with high academic qualifications should not be doing local government?
I was going to react to that. I think that is a huge problem. For us to have that kind of mindset, we cannot on one hand talk about the fact that we need people with great intellectualism, to come into governance so that things can be done differently. Yeah. We cannot leave hell. We some of us complained about the fact that the former late president, between when he left power in 1985 till he eventually got power back in 2015, that there was not much educational advancement from him. We did not see him put out papers, go for conferences. Yeah. We didn't see that. And in these 8 years as president, well, despite all of the huge favor he got from Nigerians in 2015, you saw that his lack of educational, capacity now came to bear. Because a lot of his policies, you'd be like, hello, where did this come from?
He had advisors.
Did he listen to them? But let's leave that story. That's not the story. The story here is we have talked about how we need a lot of these, a lot of our politicians to be educationally advanced. Okay. That we don't need people having higher educational qualification is not the only criteria. Yes, but you need to be able to. If you see someone that passed through the 4 walls of a university ground, you would tell the difference. At least some years ago, I don't know about now, but at least some years ago, you see the difference between somebody who went to school and somebody who did not. And we've been aspiring for that. So to hear 1 or 2 persons talk about the fact that somebody with a doctorate degree should not. I'm actually glad that the Obiakpo, the newly elected Obiakpo local government chairman, is someone who has a doctorate degree, was a lecturer. So that if he comes in power for the 3 years he's going to be in power, and he doesn't do things particularly well, we can look at him and say,
try.
bros, you have all of this. Why you do bad?
Benson from Akure in Ondo State says, Jude, we can hold all of these government chairmen accountable, but some of them, when they get positions, they relocate to Abuja and other. I didn't know local government chairman used to relocate.
You don't know.
Tony, we have 1 minute for you, Tony. Good morning. Hello, Tony.
Good.
Yes, we have 1 minute for you. Very, very quickly, please.
Good morning. Do you know what it means to conduct election in a polling unit of about 1,000 voters?
I have the experience.
You will not leave that place by 8 o'clock in the evening. You will not leave there. So this recent chairman is supposed to be arrested for telling a national lie. Because you cannot tell, even Wiki, the interview Wiki is, in fact, on TV, he said that they should go to other places. If the turnout in Obiako is not encouraging, they should go to Atari Toru or whatever they will call to other local governments to confirm. But at the end of the day, 328,000 from Obiako. This is just a piece of iceberg of what will happen.
But wait, doesn't this mean that more people are paying closer attention to our local government election?
With attention. This one is just testing the mind. And if people keep quiet, what he's going to do in 2027 would even be worse than what we have just experienced.
All right. But ultimately, like you said, those numbers came through because they are accredited registered.
The number of registered voters
there. They were not accredited for maybe the election since Beavers was not used. But if they were registered there as their polling units, that means numbers have increased. That means more people are probably getting ready to use their franchise. So for my 15 seconds, do you think it's going to be an interesting time in the next few years?
2027 is really going to be interesting because
local government elections in particular.
So there's a plan to ensure that state electoral commissions don't conduct elections anymore. That this responsibility is given to INEC.
Okay,
All right.
We're back after this break. We'll wrap up.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.